This is Jim Eischen, and the following presentation is on professional burnout, practical solutions. This is about getting a better handle on work-related stress with wellness, education, and guidance. So I'm Jim Eischen, and I've been an attorney for about 32 years. I do quite a bit of healthcare regulatory business planning work. And about 6, 7 years ago, I was a partner at a large firm in San Diego and was asked if I would be willing to give a talk on mental competency for the California Western MCLE blowout for attorneys trying to make their hours in California. And what I was told is that I seemed unusually happy for being a partner in a larger firm. And because I'm a healthcare lawyer who does presentations around the country, I'm used to speaking about medical legal issues, so maybe I could give a talk about competency. So thinking that this was purely community service, and it was, I agreed to do it. And like any good attorney, or for that matter, law student or student in general, I did my homework. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a mental health professional, but I researched what I could find about the legal profession and the mental health challenges posed. And I was pretty shocked by what I discovered. So I assembled an early version of the talk, and I focused on burnout because it struck me that professional burnout was a systematic challenge, a mental health challenge for the legal profession, whether it's law students, attorneys practicing, judges, really everyone in the legal field. It seemed to me when I did my homework, I saw evidence of significant burnout. I gave the talk, it went well. And it seems like since then, I have been continually asked to do updated versions of this talk. And so here I am for Quimbee, giving a version of this talk on professional burnout for the legal profession. Frankly, the information applies to all professions and to all people. But I'm going to tailor this toward law students and attorneys. But like I said, I think it applies to everyone. And so let me begin the talk with two parables intended to make a little bit of a point. One parable involves two monks walking down the road and seeing a very large boulder. The one monk looked at the other monk and said, "You know, that large boulder is simply in your head." The other monk said, "Wait a second, that massive boulder is in your head?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Man, your head must be really heavy." The point of the parable is that while we think everything's in our mind and that everything's a matter of perception, there are some objective realities, including large boulders. And I want to impress on you that I think mental health challenges and the challenges of professional burnout specifically aren't just in your head. These are significant challenges that are real. They're not make-believe. They're not something we imagine. It's like that large boulder in the road. It's a big, heavy rock, and it's really there. The other parable I want to mention is about a young student meeting a senior professor for the first time, and the professor sort of sizes up the student and starts pouring the student a cup of tea, and then when the cup is full, continues to pour, causing the tea to spill. The student, of course, is slightly taken aback and says, "Teacher, what are you doing?" Teacher said, "You're like this cup. Your cup is full. I don't know how I can teach you if your cup is full." And I mentioned this story to make the point to try to come into this subject matter with an open mind and not with too full of a teacup, so to speak. By that I mean, you may think you understand mental health, and I'm not a mental health professional, but I've done my homework in this area, and I'm going to present to you some information based on that, and based on having given versions of this talk for several years. there's always something to learn, and I approach this subject with curiosity and an acknowledgement that I certainly don't know everything.